Racing family, welcome to the Marshall Pruitt podcast. Going to try and do more of these daily updates, complement some of the things that I write, maybe some of the podcasts that go up, whatever it might be. Just up now on racer.com, looking at some big kind of seismic changes within the Team Penske IndyCar organization. Same three drivers moving forward that we know that have been appointed. Obviously, Joseph Newgarden been there the longest. Scotty McLaughlin, new hire in David Malukas. Driver side's just fine. It's really the huge infrastructure changes behind them as we look towards 2026. So let's get into the changes here. This will be a very different looking Team Penske when we rock up for the first race. Big thanks as always to our show partners at thejusticebrothers.com and torontomotorsports.com. So spend some time speaking with our friend Jonathan Diuguid, former Team Penske race engineer, promoted in 2022 to managing director of Porsche Penske Motorsport, their IMSA GTP and now former WEC hypercar program for Porsche. He's also been promoted now team president as of July. What has Diuguid done along with his competition director, Travis Law? They have done 5 significant promotions, really changing the look of how this IndyCar program is going to be on pit lane. It's a time-honored tradition, though. So let's talk about the first 2 promotions, that being Ben Bretzman. Been with the team for about 11 years, won an IndyCar championship, Indy 500 with Simon Pagenaud. He has been promoted to engineering manager of competition. His counterpart, good friend and colleague, that being the great Davey Faustino, double IndyCar champion and Indy 500 winner with former driver Will Power. Davey's been promoted to technical director. So these two are stepping off of the timing stands. Bretzman will no longer be engineering Scott McLaughlin's car. Faustino no longer engineering that number 12 car that he had with Will Power for so long. That David Malukas will step into and race here starting in 2026. So for Bretzman, he's going to be looking after the human side of the engineering. Many departments, race engineers, assistant engineers, performance engineers, all the folks who make Team Penske's Indy cars go quickly. He's in charge of that tribe. So overseeing all 3 timing stands at the races, getting everybody ready, looking through everything to make sure that all the items they're trying to cover to make their cars as good as can be, that's getting done at a super high level. So track-based, obviously shop-based as well, but Ben is really moving into looking after people, processes, getting the best out of everyone race by race. Look at David Faustino. He's been given the bigger picture item, technical director. That is the big research and development programs to make the cars better for the full season, longer term, liaising with their partners, doing great things with Chevrolet and everybody else. So we have one who's really focused on the in-team, in-race, in-event stuff, and then we have Faustino looking at bigger picture. So these two will continue to work together in a very complementary way. There are 3 more appointments, all promotions from within as well, to cover off. So on that timing stand with Faustino for so long with Powers, Robbie Atkinson, senior data analyst, senior assistant race engineer, he's been promoted to team manager. So he as well will be stepping off that timing stand, be looking after logistics, a lot of the internal organization and facilitation of Team Penske on the IndyCar side. We saw about halfway through last year, Matt Janssen step away from pit lane for a little while. This guy is just a legend on pit lane across all teams, but particularly within Team Penske, having won every championship imaginable, Indy 500s like you wouldn't believe. He's been the senior trainer, educator, the dad when it comes to mechanics, crew chiefs within Team Penske. He's been moved to a role, assembly manager. It might sound like, well, wait a minute, crew chief, that's high profile. Assembly manager, maybe not so much. True, but if you think about the cars as they are prepared at Team Penske's base in North Carolina, the quality of the cars as they're built, put into the transporters and sent to the track really does dictate how well they can perform each weekend. Swede, as is known, he will be in charge of that, working with Travis Law as well, their competition director. But Swede's going to be looking after making sure the cars as they are built and sent out are as good as can be, one of the things he's particularly known for. So perfect role for him moving into this management role as well. And then finally, Andrew Miller, in a complementary role to Ben Bretzman, he'll be the engineering manager development. That's shop-based. So looking after the engineering side, really helping to execute what Ben's looking to do, what Dave Faustino's looking to do. So 3 folks there Added to the two here coming off the timing stand as race engineers, 5 big promotions here done, authored by Jonathan Diuguid. As they reshape this team, it is going to be something where you're either seeing new faces or different faces in specific roles, not naming who's going to be doing what from a race engineering standpoint. It's another fascinating thing we'll be tracking here during the off season. That number 2 Chevy, driven by Joseph Newgarden, been engineered by the excellent Luke Mason, won a couple of Indy 500s together. That number 3, obviously, Scott McLaughlin, and then also that number 12 for Davey Malukas. Diuguid did not want to mention who will be engineering any of the cars, so we'll look forward to learning about that. Would say of the granular bits, and again, encourage you to read the whole thing on racer.com. This is really a time-honored practice within Team Penske. There's some teams who lose folks, look outward, try and hire. Not saying Team Penske's never hired folks from other teams. Bretzman came in from another team. So did everybody at some point in time effectively. But this was really a case of saying, hey, we have the right people. Our tribe is good and solid. Everyone that they are working with, that they're promoting upwards, they have succeeded at the highest level within Team Penske, even if they've done great things before they got there. So you look at that and you go, well, Jonathan Diuguid, his last full-time race engineering role was on Scott McLaughlin's car. Who was he succeeded by? Ben Bretzman. Well, now it's time for Ben to step up. The end of 2021, which was the end of Diuguid as a full-time race engineer, moved into that Porsche Penske Motorsport role, management level, the highest capacity. Well, here now it's time for Ben to do that. Dave Faustino, he's been ready for something like this for a long time. So this is yet again race engineers. Ron Rzuski, former member of the team, was their managing director, longtime winner of everything, race engineer with Elio Castroneves for so long. So you just look at this and realize that they're not the only team to do this, of course. You look at Chip Ganassi Racing, our friend Chris Simmons, good old pushy loose, Indy 500s and championships and all kinds of stuff. They promoted him to sporting director, and he brought something new to the team that really turbocharged their competitiveness right around 2020 or so. It's common to look at the brightest on the timing stands, the race engineers, even the secondary assistant race engineers like Robbie Atkinson, and say, you've proven to us that you not only are amazing on the competition side, the being at the track and doing well there, but the organization, the creativity, the process and structures, what it takes to be an amazing engineer in IndyCar and the higher forms of auto racing. Honestly, those skills lend themselves. Senior management and trusted roles. This is what's happening yet again at Team Penske over and over again. Not a surprise. So they've looked within, trust from within, and done what they've done so many times and said, you're great at what you do attached to this driver and this car, but guess what? We want you to do more for us. You're going to be going upwards. So let's close on this. Obviously, with the firings in May, coming off of attenuator gate, and I hope we never have to say the word attenuator again, but also about 13 months prior with the push to pass controversy and the penalties that were handed down there. This is 2 significant embarrassments, oversights, lapses, mistakes, call them whatever you want. Maybe it was all those things and more. Happening twice in a span of 13 months, Roger Penske made this drastic call to not just fire the president, which I think would have been expected, but his number 2 and his number 3, huge void created. Haven't really seen anything like that in season done before. I think we could say, honestly, it affected the team for the rest of the season. How could it not? But their competitiveness wavered a bit, fluctuated. They did get to victory lane later in the year. Nonetheless, this really took its toll on the team. Here we are, a couple months into the offseason, and they've solidified their direction forward in trusting those folks from within. Obviously need to get out, do more tests, do some races. It's going to take a little bit for this new role that folks are in, for them to feel comfortable, feel fully empowered, and probably get the best out of themselves. Effectively, everybody here is being asked to do something brand new, uphold new, extraordinary responsibilities as well. You can do these things, appoint these things during the offseason, give folks a chance to really get settled in. But until you hit the track, that's where the game is played. That's where the players really start to gel and get the best out of themselves. So love the appointments they've made. Love the time-honored tradition behind this. Wouldn't be surprised if they won the first race out, second race, and so on, but would just say probably going to need to get through May. May, with the day-by-day running, the constant grind there, it really does help for folks to bond, get a little bit closer, a little better understanding of how each person does what they do. I would expect things to go well for them coming into 2026, but I'd say let's get to summer. Let's get to June. Let's get to July. I think by then we should see whatever this team is in its new shape, its new managerial and leadership form. The drivers, at least two of them possibly with new race engineers, going to take a little while for those things to gel. So the big change happened last May. The final appointments on the infrastructure side have happened. We'll find out about the race engineering pairings with the drivers. That will always take a little bit for those things to come together and get comfy. Find out if they can take the fight to Aaron McLaren, Andretti Global, Chip Ganassi Racing. But will that happen? That's why we hold the racing seasons. Can't wait to find out. Thanks again, y'all. Try and bring you a little bit more of the insight behind what I write, what I produce. So be sure to check out this story on all the big Team Penske infrastructure changes on racer.com.